Meh.
Growing up in the late 80s and early 90s meant there was plenty of movies to keep you up at night.
They're here.
From Freddy Krueger to Jason Voorhees, seemingly benign things like leprechauns, and little dolls like Chucky. My mother used to chase me around the house with a My Little Buddy doll. Thanks a lot, lady! Needless to say, I wasn't a huge fan of horror when I was younger. I did, however, have always had a fondness for gore. I enjoyed blood and guts in action movies, and especially video games. The bloodier, the better. That is until I stumbled upon a PlayStation game at a tender young age called Resident Evil 2. This is what started my long life fear of zombies. Maybe it's the very idea of putting something down just for it to get back up and bite your face off. Or a hopeless feeling of the inevitability when you stumble upon a shambling horde of lost friends and loved ones. Don't even get me started on fast zombies. But John, don't you host a Walking Dead show? Yeah, because when I'm afraid of something, I get obsessed with it. So for today's Halloween-themed deck, I bring to you the one tribe in Magic that I hold the most personal connection with. Zombies! I've tested out most of the zombie commanders, except for the really stupid ones. And while Grimgrin and the $50 Beetle God are good, I've always found that Gisa and Geralf have been the most powerful and flavorful option. I love the story of these two twisted siblings. One's a Dr. Frankenstein, or Herbert West from Reanimator. The other is a more traditional necromancer, more in the vein of Liliana. It basically says that when these two get together, things die, and things come back. And as always, this might not be the most optimal EDH rec way to build this deck, but this is how I play it. Feel free to spice your brains to taste however you enjoy them. Act 1. Carrion Feeder, you're going to run out of fresh meat at some point in the ZA. Gravecrawler, one of the best cinematic zombies ever designed. Cryptbreaker, the undead Bob will fill your graveyard and your hand. Shepherd of Rot, the only 2-drop in the deck, but a powerful win condition. Zombie Master, this is a win condition paired with Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth. Lord of the Undead, the OG powerful zombie lord. Diregraph Captain, or Brains Artist. Cemetery Reaper, a lord but one of my least favorite lords in the deck. Lord of the Accursed, grants evasion and pumps your team. Prized Amalgam, this is Gravecrawler's best friend. Diregraph Colossus, if left unchecked, can take over games by itself. Fleshbag Marauder, zombie theme removal that we can recur, plus looks like a sack of potatoes. Geralf's Messenger, the scariest mailman in the game. Undead Gladiator, discard outlet and self-reanimating threat. Unbreathing Horde, what's scarier than zombies? Zombie children! Undead Warchief, the most aggressive zombie lord, and also makes our things cost less. Risen Executioner, a self-reoccurring lord. Graveborn Muse, because sexy zombies. Vengeful Dead, see Diregraph Captain. Forgotten Creation, underrated card in this style deck. It dumps things into the graveyard and refills your hand. Wonder, like Zombie Master but for islands. Ghoul Caller Gisa, because the last person to leave her out of the deck is the dead nerd standing behind her. The Scarab God, because I bought in early, kids. Grimgrin Corpseborn, Basically, he plays like a boss battle from a Resident Evil game. Sidisi, the dead one. Tutor on a stick. Havengul Lich. Similar to our commander's ability, maybe a little better even. Vengeful Pharaoh. Rattlesnake from the grave. Corpse Harvester. Whenever I play this card, I always get the same reaction. What the hell? How have I never heard of this thing? Corpse Connoisseur. Entomb on a stick. Then do it again. Gary! Noxious Ghoul. Have you ever smelled a zombie's fart? Phyrexian Delver. Recursion! Grave Titan. My poop kills people too, but it doesn't get up and walk around. Geralf's Mind Crusher. Big dumb zombie that fills up our graveyard. New Scraff Mob. Super powerful. I severely underestimated this card at first. Gravespawn Sovereign. Once you build up your board, might as well get your fatties back for free. Gem Palm Polluter. Direct damage win con that you can repeat. Act 2. The environment. Graph Harvest. Evasion and token creation, all for a very low investment. Phyrexian Reclamation. Recursion! Oversold Cemetery. Not too hard to keep this gravy train going. Gravy train. Necromancer's Stockpile. Discard outlet, draws cards, and makes more walkers. Cover of Darkness. Criminally underplayed card in EDH. Secrets of the Dead. Surprisingly not a ton of card draw on the deck. This helps that problem. Phyrexian Arena. Auto include in these colors. Endless Ranks of the Dead. Night of the Living Dead summed up on a magic card. Liliana's Mastery. A harder to remove lord that brings friends. Rooftop Storm. Pretty hard to lose with this on your side. Cyclonic Rift. The easy button. Dark Salvation. Great removal and token generation. Buried Alive. So good in this deck. Victimize. Get any 2 creatures from the grave into play for the price of any crappy creature. Yeah, good deal. These next 4 cards I call the climax to the movie. The point where the shit really hits the fan. From Under the Floorboards. Empty the Pits. Zombie Apocalypse. And Army of the Damned. Only 6 artifacts in the deck. Soul Ring, Skull Clamp, Swiftfoot Boots, Lightning Greaves, Dimir Signet, and Ashnod's Altar. Act 3, The Landscape. Polluted Delta, Watery Grave, Dark Slick Shores, Drowned Catacomb, River of Tears, Underground River, Temple of Deceit, Sunken Hollow, Choked Estuary, Fetid Pools, Tainted Isle, Dimir Aqueduct, Dark Water Catacombs, Jwar Isle Refuge, Dismal Backwater, Command Tower, Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth, Bajuka Bog, Dakmor Salvage, Crypt of Agadim, Alamar Depths, Unholy Grotto, Mutavault, High Market, Mirror in the Moaning Well, Rogue's Passage, Westvale Abbey, Nephalia Drownyard, Dusk Mantle House of Shadow, Temple of the False God, Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse, 4 Scary Swamps, and 2 Creepy Islands. That's it. Thanks for joining me for this Halloween-themed deck. Find me on Twitter and say hello at OrzhovDunn, or on Facebook and Instagram at They Said We Said. Pleasant nightmares, and I'll see you at the tables.
you my son?
I'd be very proud to believe so.
You're not my son.
There's your girl over there.